By practicing blind contour drawing, where you just stare at the edge of something and try to trace it without looking at your hand, you develop a sensitivity for these lines and shapes. You'll see how a maple tree has a slightly different contour than an oak tree. Of course, evergreen trees are very different, but by practicing that, you develop a path between your brain and your hand and your eye. Then look closely and you'll see clumps in the trees or bush and shrubs. Large areas that sort of protrude. Seeing things in the form of groups. Try and avoid seeing one leaf at a time. It'll be a long day if you have to draw a tree one leaf at a time. And notice how the light affects the same way it would affect a solid object, a ball or a cube. Because some of these branches are sticking out towards you. So the light's going to hit the top from that angle. And it'll hit these clumps pretty much the same way. Right on the top edge, and then dark underneath. There'll be a few spaces in here too, so you don't want to fill it all in. Dark on this side because this is on the shadow side. Dark underneath each of those clumps. And it'll be dark down here, probably the darkest area down here out of the light on the bottom right. And you'll get a few little bits and pieces where you'll see a few single leaves, but just enough to, you like the power of suggestion. If there's just one or two, the whole area tends to read as though there's lots of little leaves. And you'll see a few bits of the trunks showing. Maybe a couple of branches without any leaves on them. So see things as groups of leaves, one entire unit, and each of those shapes is the same kind of contour as the total outside shape.